That's the early kickoff in the Premier League from today at Turf Moor. It finished Burnley 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, so not a good one from our London perspective here at Love Sport Radio. And to discuss it in more detail, we've got Chris Cowlin on the line, author, actor and Spurs fan. Chris, the producers have told me that you sound pretty down in the dumps.
I am actually. Football's a funny old game, isn't it? You can play 5 games without the one of the best strikers in the world and you win all of them.
And then he comes back, scores.
He comes, scores, but then we lose. It's a terrible, terrible result. It's not the end of the world, no, but, me personally, I've never seen Tottenham in the title race this season. But it was a fantastic opportunity to, close the gap and put the pressure on Manchester City and Liverpool. I can actually see Manchester United winning that game tomorrow anyway, but it's still 5 points behind, and it's a mountain to climb.
If we looked at the game performance-wise today at Turf Moor, for me, it almost looked like it didn't look like the Borussia Dortmund Tottenham. It looked like the Tottenham that have been more in the league recently. I.e., they haven't looked their best, but they've been pulling results out of themselves. It looked like that today, but the result didn't come.
We do change the team an awful lot. And you're totally right. It wasn't the Borussia Dortmund performance by a long stretch, and we're way below par today. People like me got up at 6 o'clock in the morning after the early kick-off. We're expecting big things, and that is a huge disappointment. The performance was poor, the result was terrible. But we've got a big 10 days coming up. We're playing Chelsea away, Arsenal then at Wembley on Saturday, and then Dortmund in the away leg the following Wednesday. So it's a big 10 days for Tottenham, and we need to get those performances going and get the 3 correct results.
Chris, one of the things we noticed when we were watching, what was Pochettino up to at the end of the game? He kind of lost his rag a bit with Mike Dean.
He's very upset. And
what was he upset about?
I think we've lost. Oh no, Chris, sorry, we lost you a bit there. So what was he upset about towards the referee?
Oh, sorry. Mike Dean had a very, very mixed game. Even us Tottenham fans, when Juan Foyth made the challenge, we all thought it was a red. We all thought he was going, and then he gave him a yellow. But the inconsistencies of refereeing at the moment, and this is why, if you're going to bring VAR in, bring it in or don't. The manager was just very, very frustrated. It's a big game for Spurs. It was a game where we could have closed the gap on the big 2. People forget. Spurs haven't spent any money this season, and with all the problems we've had, yet playing every game away from home, Tottenham to be there in the first place is quite amazing. But it was an opportunity lost, but we are still there. And at the start of the season, everybody would have been happy, very happy with top 4. That was the aim. And Tottenham have had a good season so far.
Just to bring listeners an update out of the rugby, Wales have scored another try.
Game over, isn't it?
There's literally a couple of minutes left to play, and the score is now Wales 21, England 13.
Very disappointing.
We've got Chris Cowlin on the line, Spurs fan, also an author and actor. Chris, looking at the opposition today, I guess what we have to bear in mind is this isn't the first half of the season Burnley, is it? This is a team who are in their best Premier League form ever. So that comes into account when you look at the result.
Of course. And no Premier League game, and I'm sorry to sound, cliche about it, but no Premier League game is an easy game. Burnley are unbeaten in 2019. They've got an exceptionally good goalkeeper. Harry Kane hit one from outside the box today, and Tom Heaton made an absolutely superb save. And you've got to be a great goalkeeper to keep the likes of Joe Hart and Pope out of the team. But they're in great form, and they were, at the start of today, they were 3 points off the relegation zone. So they're scrapping for points. Everyone's scrapping for points at this time, whether you're at the top of the league or the bottom. And, Sean Dyche has done a wonderful job at Burnley, and, they are a hard team.
Well, listen, matey, it's a pleasure to have you on the line as always, and great to get that insight into Spurs' performance today. Of course, as a Tottenham fan, you've got to be happy that Champions League football will be definitely secured for another season. It looks like you're going to go through against Dortmund as well in the Champions League this season. Let's just hope that the owner puts his hand in his pocket this summer to enhance the credentials of that team. Chidge opposite me, you're sitting shaking your head. You don't see the investment happening.
When's he ever done that?
So you think there'll only be ins if there's outs at Spurs?
Well, I think they'll carry on the same. And I mean, they'll be paying off for the stadium for a while yet, won't they?
Yeah. Can you see them being the new Arsenal, i.e. when they had to move to the Emirates?
No, I think that they're on a more upward incline than Arsenal, to be fair. But it depends on Pochettino
Even
staying.
before Arsenal went to the Emirates?
No, right now I meant. I mean, Arsenal, I think, are going backwards.
Plus, yeah, but what I mean is if we look at Arsenal when they moved from Highbury to the Emirates, high-flying Arsenal, can you see that happening at Tottenham with the stadium move?
I don't know. I think it's more to do with Pochettino staying. I think if they lose him and they lose a few of their decent players, that's when it could go backwards.
Yeah, would you like to see him at Chelsea?
Pochettino? Well, he's Spurs, so I can't say yes to that, can I? But, what's he won? What's he won?
Okay.
I'll trot out the old cliche.
We'll leave it there then. You are listening to The Score on Love Sport Radio with James Sherwood and Dave Chidgey from the Chelsea Fancast. He doesn't want Poch. He's Tottenham. What do you think out there? 0208 70 25 58 is the number, or at Love Sport Radio across the socials.